Good morning everybody, happy Wednesday. It is the 8th of December today, which means we are up to day 8 of the Advent calendar. And I'm just going to jump straight into it today because it is 7:05 and I need to get my kids up in 5 minutes. So here we go. Game of Widows. Oh my god. It's a stocking. How cool is that? Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Oh. Alright. Watching Yanko. Santa again today. Hello, Jazzy. Say hi. Oh no, you're gonna disappear. Jazz, come here. Hello, baby. Hi, honey. Furia's over. Having a good morning? Yeah? You're not snuggled up in bed still? You normally are, aren't you? Alright. Ooh. Like a light grey. It's very pretty. I'd love to get this grey. I mean, I obviously have it. I would love to make this grey. It's got some slightly blue tones through it, which I find really fascinating about making greys. So it is very pretty. So that's today's, and yesterday's was this one. So yesterday and today up the top. Very pretty. If I get my I forgot to mention yesterday that Mel's one from yesterday, from day 7, was called Beach, by the way. That explains the blue with the yellowy browny tones into it. Sandy tones, I guess you would say. Right, down under Dyer. Feels like there's extras in there today. Ooh. Oh, there is. Alright, this one is called Sand. There we go. How perfectly do they go together? Look at that. That is so pretty. Right. And some Christmas tea. So this is from the Berry Tea Shop. Handcrafted loose leaf tea. From Berry, New South Wales. That explains what's the Berry Tea Shop. And this little QR code I can scan on the back for brewing tips and more. It's very handy. All right, thank you very much, Mel. I love tea. I'll be able to have that. I might have that on Christmas Day because after all that heavy food you have, I think I might need a nice refreshing cup of tea that evening. All right, time to have some coffee and knit on my daughter's sock. I am on to my 3rd color repeat. 1, 2, 3, yep. So I think I'll be able to finish the 3rd, do the 4th, and start doing some math to figure out if I've done the correct amount and where everything needs to go. So there's going to be lots of stitch markers in here at some point soon. Move my progress keeper. I'm teaching grade 5s today for time release. Their teacher from this year is going to be the art teacher for next year. So I'm taking her class today so she could have a planning day to figure out what she's doing for art next year. So yeah, I better get this coffee drink my coffee, eat my porridge, and I probably won't even have time to knit this morning, so I better get started with that. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you later this afternoon. Bye. Okay, it's Wednesday. It's nighttime. Kids are in bed, finally. Youngest one took a little bit of time tonight, so that light is like right there. So my table's an absolute mess. It becomes a dumping ground during the week, and it's now Wednesday and I need to do something about it. So I'm going to quickly clean that off, and by the time I've done that, I should have just enough time to have a cup of tea, do some knitting, and then take myself to bed. So you guys are gonna do that with me tonight. Woo! So exciting. Can't wait. Best Wednesday ever. I've got my cup of tea, my table's nice and clean. I ended up turning the camera off and doing a bunch more, like folding a load of washing, sweeping the floor. Oh no, I think I was sweeping the floors on camera, but I swept like all the floors, not just the dining room. I think I missed one piece of fluff, which is annoying me, but Jasmine's taken to chewing up her toys and pulling all the fluff out now, so I think someone's going to be getting rid of her old ones and getting new ones for Christmas. Lucky puppy. I've just been sitting here doing the math that I need for my daughter's socks. So she only has a 6-inch foot. I probably should have sat down and figured all this out long before this point of the sock, because once I do all of the math, I only need 2.5 inches between the start of my toes and the start of the heels for her. So if I want to try and make it so the socks match, that means I have to do about 5 rounds of this pink for the next sock. So if I try and cut in a heel from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from there, mark my 2.5 inches, that brings the start of my heel up to this midway through the purple there. So basically there. And that seems like a long leg to me, especially considering the foot, that's the foot. So I'm going to double check my math again and make sure I have that all right. But yeah, I guess that's the downside of only having a 6-inch foot, which doesn't actually need it to be this long. But yeah, let me just double check that. Yeah, I've got it written here that it's 6 inches and my eldest daughter is 8 inches, and I did the math for the 8 inches first. It was all going similarly, and then I went, that foot looks really big. So originally I thought I needed 4.5 inches, and I was doing all that, measuring it and going, wow, her foot's really big. And then I realized I was measuring for an 8-inch foot instead of a 6-inch foot. So what the math is it's a free pattern, so I don't mind sharing this. You need to measure your foot. I put 6 inches from toe to heel. The length of your newly finished toe, I know the toe that I do is 1.5 inches. Multiply the toe length by 2, so that's 3 inches. Then you have to subtract 1/2 inch from your foot length, so 6 inches minus 1/2 inch is 5.5 inches. Then you have to minus your double toe length, so 5.5 inches minus 3 inches equals 2.5 inches. And that is the distance between the beginning of your toe to the beginning of your heel. I guess it looks short, because I guess what I forget is when I add the heel in, I don't have my eldest daughter's socks here to show. I forget that it adds a little bit of length back because of the way the heel is constructed. And obviously I'll get 1.5 inches back on the toe. So 2.5 inches plus 1.5 inches takes it up to 4, which means the heel must measure 2 inches on the bottom part of the foot. So yeah, I guess I'll keep knitting. That means I need to make sure I have the 4 color repeats, and that should be perfect. We'll see how we go. If worst comes to worst, I've made some mistakes and I have to fix it up. Best part about knitting, I guess. I'm going to drink my tea. I was going to catch up on some Vlogmas, but I like to pay attention to those, and I'm feeling a bit spacey tonight. So I'm going to finish my tea. I'm not going to watch anything. I'm just going to go straight to bed after I finished my tea, and I might revisit the math again tomorrow when I'm a bit more awake. I had a wonderful day teaching the grade 5s today. They are a lot less maintenance than the junior grades that I'm used to teaching. So I got a lot of extra work done today on my computer for planning and finding resources and things for next year, so that was fantastic. I also did a word search race with them so they could earn some free time in the afternoon. So I had 100-word summer holiday word search, and we had a race in silence to see who could find all the words first. I ended up finding 63, and I was whooping their butts. So they realized they weren't going to win. They were starting to give up. I said, okay, fine. If I can't find the word air conditioner in the next 10 minutes, you guys win and you get your free time straight away. If I can find it, then you just have to keep working in silence for the rest of the day, because we only had like one session left. And they were like, yep, cool. 3 seconds later, I found the word, and I was so annoyed because I'd been looking for that word the whole 45 minutes we'd already been doing the word search for. So I said to them, I'm like, I'm really sorry guys, I literally found it as soon as I looked back down at the word search. My new word is water park. And someone goes, yep, cool. The other's like, oh, I don't know. And then about 3 minutes later, I was like, oh, what? Oh, it says watermelon, not water park. Okay, they were back into it now. They're like, okay, she's can't find this word. And one of them's already sitting there going, I know where this word is. And I'm like, great, fantastic. And he just keeps going, I'm going to tell you, Mrs. Walker, it's in the word search. I was like, oh, these grade 5s. It was so much fun. And I didn't end up finding it. I ended up having to look at the students' word search to find it because I was so frustrated. But yeah, it was tons of fun, and I honestly didn't know what to do with myself for most of the day. Obviously, it's not like that all year round. It's just, it's towards the end of the year, and there's no point trying to teach them anything new at the moment. Like, I can teach them things like, I used the phrase tit for tat today, and I had to explain what that was about. And they were asking about Christmas carols and the lyrics in them and why so many of them referred to kings and Bethlehem and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, this is so not my area of expertise. I know the general story that involves religion, but I'm not a religious person, so I don't have all the answers to the stuff they were asking. But I did encourage them to do some research and find it out for themselves. It's been a long week and it's only Wednesday. But yes, just another chapter in the joys of teaching. Not a very exciting Wednesday today. I was actually hoping that I'd be able to take my girls out for dinner for a girls' night this week while my husband is away for work. But I don't think that's going to happen because he comes back Friday night and my eldest is exhausted. I had to pick her up early from school yesterday because she was just a bit run down. We did one of those rapid COVID tests from the chemist just to double check, because as soon as the kids get a runny nose, they get sent home at the moment, which is fair enough. Better safe than sorry, and under 12, obviously I'm vaccinated. So yeah, so we did a rapid test each. It was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be simple, like swab and stick it into a fluid, and you know, the fluid would change color or something and tell you if you have COVID. I don't know why I thought that's what it was going to be, but it's not. You have like a little tube and you have to cough deeply to encourage saliva production. And then you have to spit it into the little tube, put some like mixer fluid stuff into it, put the lid on, squeeze it like a dozen times or something. Then you have to drip it onto what looks like a pregnancy test for COVID. You drip it into the little window and it's exactly like the pregnancy test does. It seeps upwards and it goes over to the next window, and if you have one line, it's negative. If you have 2 lines, it's positive. I've never wanted something to be negative more in my life, so that was interesting. Yeah, basically a pregnancy test for COVID. It was so weird. The saliva collection from an almost 7-year-old was interesting. I don't recommend trying to do it for someone younger than 7, because she managed it, she was fine, she was great, but I couldn't imagine my 4.5-year-old doing it. So just putting that out there. If you need to get a really young child tested, better off to go through and get the they're called PCR, like the proper ones that the nurses and stuff do. All right, still rambling. I'm going to go. Good night.